Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. General Hospital sees Kelly Thiebaud back and now it's official. She is playing Britt Westbourne and not somebody else. But the big question is, how is GH going to undo her death? We're going to talk about exactly what General Hospital can do to unravel the death of Liesl Albrecht's, Kathleen Gotti, daughter, and of course the biggest hurdle that they have to overcome so they don't alienate fans. General Hospital, Kelly Thiebaud back as Britt Westbourne. So you know by now of course Kelly Thiebaud is back to General Hospital. We've already seen her on screen twice so far. Hopefully more to come. The first time was just a glimpse when Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, spotted a woman that looked familiar, looked like Britt at the airport getting on a flight to Croatia when he was overseas dropping off Sasha Gilmore, Sophia Matson. And then Jason has some flashbacks to his romance with her, which solidified, yes, it's at least a Britt lookalike, but he wasn't allowed to follow her onto the plane. And then we saw Britt a second time. She got out of a car in Croatia and said, "It's good to be back." Also in Croatia, of course, is the courier who picked up that info from Dalton and was being stalked by WSB agents Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, and Vaughn, Bryce Durfee, and also Sidwell, Carlo Rota. Rumor has it Liesl may be working with Dalton. So Britt being on a collision course with Dalton is pretty interesting. Her being there when that rumor came out all kind of lines up nicely. Kelly Thiebaud's return to General Hospital, Britt Westbourne's mysterious comeback and Croatia connection. So right now we don't know what Britt has been doing in the 2 years since she supposedly died. Last we saw, she passed away in Liesl's arms after she was stabbed by the hook killer's poison hook. And of course, that was Heather Weber, Allie Mills. Despite Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, smack-talking Britt to Rocco Falseroni, Finn Francis Carr, fact was no matter how Britt lived, she did die a hero. She sacrificed herself to save his ex-stepsister Jocelyn. And of course, we had to wonder if she was just somebody who happened to look like Britt or had plastic surgery, you know, something like that. But now it has been confirmed Kelly Thiebaud is in fact Britt back to life somehow. General Hospital's biggest obstacle. So, you got to wonder how is General Hospital going to explain how Britt survived the poison hook attack? Well, right off the bat, that's the most plausible part of this. The bigger obstacle for General Hospital writers to overcome is that Liesl's daughter had Huntington's disease. She was already experiencing symptoms. And no, they're not sidestepping it or just going to, you know, rewrite and pretend like that never happened because Jason had flashbacks to talking to Britt about her diagnosis. So there's already a bunch of people on soap social media infuriated at the very idea that General Hospital might try and explain her Huntington's diagnosis casually, just explain it away because bottom line it's a real disease. It is incurable and it's ultimately fatal and Britt was already suffering and her dad Caesar Faison, Anders Hove, had a bad case of it by the time he died. So, the General Hospital writers are kind of nuts if they try and say it was cured because that's medically impossible. So, they need to be careful and I hope they do it right. General Hospital's challenge, explaining Britt Westbourne's survival and Huntington's disease storyline. We actually know a couple of ways General Hospital can undo Britt's death without making a mockery of a serious and incurable medical condition. You know, first they can go super soapy and say that it's Britt, but it's actually a Britt Westbourne clone created by Dalton's lab in one of his weird experimenting on humans and animals experiments. I mean, yes, that is bat crap crazy, but it's a soap. And remember on the General Hospital spin-off Port Charles, they had vampires and Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, had a fling back in the day with Casey, the space alien. Never forget that if you wonder what General Hospital will and won't do. General Hospital's options to explain how Britt is alive. So, a clone would explain Britt's sudden reappearance without Huntington's. That would also eliminate the hook killer attack from when Heather got her, you know, because it would basically her but not her. So maybe Liesl was tinkering with Britt DNA, sampling it, trying to find a cure, and she grew a clone, maybe even one that she meant to experiment with, but it was too late. Second, Liesl might have saved Britt from the hook poison, but then that would still leave her with the Huntingtons. So maybe Liesl is working on a cure with Dalton. And it could be Liesl is the boss that Dalton and Sidwell were talking about when they said the boss isn't happy with the lack of progress. General Hospital, Britt's Huntington's misdiagnosis. So another option they could do is to say that Britt never really had the illness. Although one Faison had the disease, maybe Britt's Huntington's diagnosis wasn't real. Now I know she went to a different doctor out of state and all that. However, General Hospital is really bad for retcons. So they could make it out that somebody altered her test results out of revenge. Lots of people hated her. Now, the one who probably hates Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thiebaud, the most is Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens-Bruning, but she was in a coma at the time, so it couldn't be her. If they're going to say somebody faked Britt's test and they could have been drugging her to give her the symptoms. That's kind of soapy. General Hospital, Britt's diagnosis faked? My best guess would be if they go this route that it is Lulu's brother Nicholas Cassadine, Adam Huss. He totally could have done it. He had the resources. There is a hint that when they do Leslie Weber's, Denise Alexander, death, there's going to be a Cassadine coming back. That could be Nicholas as part of this. And Nick might have done it to punish Britt because she stole his sister's embryo. And he was darker and more ruthless back then. Nicholas at one point was engaged to Britt, but he broke it off after he found out she stole Lulu's embryo. He later did soften up on Britt, but there is plenty of room for a revenge retcon featuring Nicholas. General Hospital, Nicholas' dark side. I mean, this is the same guy who hired someone to shoot Hayden Barnes, Rebecca Budig, and hit Drew Kane Quartermain, now Cameron Matheson, instead. Also, it could have been Luke Spencer, Anthony Geary. He was still alive back then and absolutely he would have done that. He was not a Faison fan and would have been furious at Britt. Possible soap opera plot twists, clones, retcons, and revenge in Britt Westbourne's storyline. So there are options, but with Britt heading to Croatia, the same place as Dalton's courier, that seems not a coincidence. One of the General Hospital leakers spilled a rumor that Britt was herself, but without her memories. They said her memories would come back. So, whatever process they used to cure the hook poisoning, maybe wiped her memories and maybe Dalton developed a radical therapy to fry the Huntingtons out of Britt's brain. Even took out part of her brain where it was, but it gave her temporary amnesia. Amnesia's big on soaps. General Hospital, Britt has a secret twin? Another option is this new Britt could be a secret twin that Liesl discovered while looking for a cure for Britt's Huntingtons. We know Liesl and Faison had so many enemies. So someone might have stolen one of their kids if Britt had a twin. Liesl might not even have known it. That's happened a couple of times on General Hospital. Faison might have stolen one of the twins, raised it away from Liesl cause he was insane. And Britt came onto the scene as an adult. So her backstory can be twisted around however they want, including adding a twin. Liesl might have found the twin, used WSB memory mapping, and Liesl may have implanted Britt's memories to overwrite the other woman's. Liesl might have saved Britt's memories because of the Huntingtons. Exploring amnesia and secret twin theories in Britt Westbourne's General Hospital return. So, one last thing, General Hospital could say that Britt's Huntington's is in remission for now thanks to a medication, whether it's an existing one or an experimental treatment. I do hope Britt has her memories or gets them back soon and Jason is the one to track her down and they get a second chance at romance. Jason needs a woman. Plus, Kelly Thiebaud said she's really hoping Jason and Britt get back together. She really liked the pairing. Hopefully that's a clue. We'll see.